Hey everyone, Josh here. Just hanging out on a Friday. I was trying to remember if I've done a live stream on a Friday. I don't know. I don't know if people tend to be more busy on Fridays or less busy, if they're kind of counting down the minutes to the weekend, or if they're putting in some crunch time. Just kind of hang out for a little bit, see if anybody shows up, wants to hang out. Been playing with this new Battinson and Bat Cycle a lot lately. Lately, in the last few days, this week, posted those reviews, and these are both really fun. More fun than I expected in a lot of ways. I don't set my expectations too high on the live action ones, but surprisingly, the fun factor tends to turn out to exceed expectations. How's everybody doing today? Feel free to say what's up. I think I'm going to take this Battinson off this Bat Cycle. Sky Knight, what's up? You're looking for these Batman figures too. I've only found these two so far, and I actually found the Bat Cycle before I found Pattinson. So I'm hoping in the next few days maybe Catwoman and Riddler start to show up. This Bat Knight, or Bat Scott Knight, I'm reading your name and talking at the same time. This Batman ended up being, it's just really fun. It feels like it's a good like pocket fig, basically, like one to just kind of take around with you and mess with and fidget with a lot. The look is sharp. I you know, the eyes being off to the side is kind of the biggest thing, and the you know what, I don't know where I put it. The hand that comes with this, I mean, I appreciate they were trying to do something with the grapnel thing, but it didn't. The execution didn't quite land. I'm trying to figure out where did I put his extra hand. I wonder if it's in my box of. Let's see here. I have my like caboodle of accessories here. They're vaguely organized. It's a process. I've needed a label maker for the longest time, and I finally found a good deal on one. Sometimes they're expensive, you know what I mean? And then you want them to kind of come with as many like rolls as possible, you know, if you can get in one bundle, like on the label makers. I can't remember if I put that hand in here or not, or if it's just floating around. Yeah, I'm doing a terrible job of organizing my accessories right now. I think I just put the hand on a. Let me find it. Give me 2 seconds. No, not there either. I've been trying to like consolidate, organize, you know, like get all my stuff in a more tidy, organized way, and it's like sometimes the closer you get to finishing a project like that, the messier it gets. Like you have to make a bigger mess before you can clean it all up. Dunkel guy, hey, what's going on? Dunkel guy, have you found anyone, any of the figures beyond Pattinson yet? Oh, you know what? I'll tell you one problem I had. This shoulder is like tighter, and I even popped it out and put it in warm water and tried to heat it up quite a bit. And the way that let's see if I can just pop it out here. Let's show this. Butterfly popped out. All right. So this was really tight when I first got it, which is, you know, pretty common. And usually hot water, heating them up, it'll loosen them up. But for some reason, watch this inside here if I can show it to you. When I rotate this, it starts to. You see how it's kind of pushing top toward the top, as if the kind of like it's threaded on there, cockeyed. Does that make sense? So even with the warm water, like making it a little looser, it doesn't actually ratchet from any, like, and the more pressure I put on it, and really actually, you see this right here? There's like an extra little kind of skin tag of plastic in the corner of this, where it's tooled out here, the shoulder ball. So when I rotate that, it's as if it's not like actually rotating. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, I'd like to find another one and maybe do it just a switcheroo if it shoulder works better on a different one. Maybe I just got a dud. I put this back in here. Just feels like I can't quite. Maybe that did help loosen it up, but it's still not really. I think now it's just loose in the socket. I don't think I actually, that issue is not resolved. You guys going hunting this weekend? I have like the Target by me that comes through the most frequently of all the stores around me. It's hard to tell. Like sometimes you go in on Thursday and they just freshly stocked like for the weekend. Sometimes it's Friday, but then other times I go in Sunday. You would think everything be picked clean by then, at least the new stuff, and I find new stuff. Or even a Monday, sometimes I'll find the new hotness like just went up on the shelf. So I as much as I would just like want to go hunting every day, I can't do it. I come away empty-handed too many times to justify every. Oh, Dunkel guy, you found him at 56 in Keystone. I every once in a while I try that one, and I don't know that I've ever really had any luck there personally. But it's usually like a good when I make my way up there, I'm probably in some sort of like really desperate hunt, and it's probably not like I'm just not at the right time. I'm like, sometimes people start getting the new stuff. You start see people in Facebook groups posting or on Instagram posting like they found it, and you're like, oh, I got to get out there. I got to pound the pavement and scrounge these up, but they're just not quite there yet. So, Dunkel guy, did you say though that you have found more than just um, Pattinson? Really curious if anybody in Indy has found Catwoman and Riddler. And I mean, Wave 2 will be pretty cool. I'll get the Penguin and I'll get the Drifter, Bruce Wayne. Probably actually, I don't know. Probably the Mask one. I don't know. The Drifter. I'm gonna get Drifter Bruce Wayne, and I'm gonna get the bike. And I think I'll probably put Catwoman on that Drifter bike because was my idea was to take that Drifter Bruce Wayne and probably I'll get a second of the Clown Joker and a second of the three Jokers Batman. So those three figures, and I wanted to make them like a sort of custom throwback Kenner Toy Biz, Keaton Batman, Skyscape Joker, and I would turn Drifter Bruce Wayne into Bob the Goon. With maybe for Bob the Goon, take a Lex Luthor head, bald head, and give him hair, and maybe the criminal, Killing Joke Joker hat and a knife, a kicking action. Hey, D Sniper, how's it going, man? You just found the Mattel Batman versus Superman Batcave for $10 at your local Habitat store. Man, that is a killer find. I really appreciate those. If I'm thinking of the right thing, it's the one that's like 4 stories tall, right? And the top is the well, up at top is the like skyline, and then it's Wayne Manor, and then it's like multiple levels of Batcave, right? That thing is really dynamite. I always appreciate a good play set. Oh, you know what I just realized? When I put this arm back in, I didn't put that butterfly in. That's why it was being weird. Yes, D Sniper, that is the one you found. Oh, super cool. $10 is a great price too, because sometimes you either can't find it for a good price, or just if you're trying to pay shipping on something like that, it sucks. It can, even if you get a good deal, the shipping will kind of make it less of a good deal. Dunkel guys appreciating D's score too. Yeah, I hear you on that, man. Oh, you know what? Can I do something? I just realized I maybe wasn't gonna save the chat. Like, oh, I did. Okay, all right. Okay, close call. I almost for a second thought I wasn't, because I think the first few ones I didn't save the chat, which was a boneheaded move. But whatever. We're learning. We're still operating with pretty modest technical uh, production value here. Doing things pretty modestly. Maybe as we grow in the future, we'll get a little fancier. And it's weird that I'm doing this, and I've done so many of these live videos now, because usually I'm the type that's like, and especially like in my job, I have to do a lot of like technical discovery, kind of like figuring out how certain workflows and certain equipment and technology is going to work together. And but I haven't brought that energy into this channel at all, as far as like figuring out how to do third party streaming things with nice graphics and stuff. Eventually I think I'll get there, but right now we're still doing things pretty loosey goosey, just jumping in on a live stream unannounced on a Friday afternoon and just seeing what happens. Oh, Dunkel guy, sorry, you did find Riddler though. But you passed on it. Well, he'll show up. Don't I do that. The Riddler. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong, because this turned out to be really great. Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin, even they don't look like they're gonna blow me away. Aesthetically, at least. They don't. I was pointing out in my. You know what? Let me grab it in this, because I was just talking about this on a review. If you saw the review already, you saw me talk about this, but I was just comparing like the way they do live action sculpts, and they try to do this sort of realistic, a little more subtle kind of details. And I think that it just pops more, and it just looks like a better action figure when they give them a little bit of a zhuzh and kind of really push it. It's not cartoony, but it's got a little bit more exaggerated style. So that Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin in particular, the sculpts and the details and the having it in hand and kind of pouring over all of the cool elements of the sculpt, they don't look like they have that sort of quality that I keep coming back for, with stuff like this. Nick, what's going on? Lunchtime shenanigans? You're in Long Island? Uh, you pre-ordered this Batman. Is this the one you're waiting on? I pre-ordered. I found this at Target. I found this at Target, and I had it all pre-ordered. Obviously, like Amazon is what I went with this time. It's what I gambled on for pre-order, and none of them have shipped yet. So I mean, I canceled this and I canceled this from Amazon once I found them. So hopefully they'll come in soon. Targets are empty. When I found this, it was the only one there, and that was a Monday. It was a Monday. Weirdly, that's what I mean. My Target is they don't always follow through with what the expected protocols, procedures are for stocking stuff, or what you would expect. I guess there's no rhyme or reason. D Sniper, you're looking for the Nick is saying he got the WWE Ultimates, and D Sniper saying he was wanting a ruthless aggression era Batista. I am thinking about trying to find a good scene ahead for Peacemaker. I don't want to buy a second Peacemaker figure, and I I don't know. Even if I was going to buy a second Peacemaker, that unmasked head, it's not quite. It's not quite uh, quality I would like it to be. So I was thinking about finding a good scene ahead from the WWE line. El Malta, hey, good to see you. WWE Mattel Hollywood John Cena is that the one with the that's the Fast and Furious one, right? I think I saw somebody else say that, which is the more serious kind of head, I think, with the slick back hair, and then some of the other like I've seen a couple of WWE ones like in store right by me that are more smiling, like T-shirt John Cena, which would work too. Kind of, it would be good enough for just an extra Peacemaker head. But I guess, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, if I wanted to get a second head, I would want him to be holding his helmet. And that wouldn't look right unless you separated the helmet from the head. Maybe if he goes on clearance, I guess I'll have to get a second Peacemaker. Yeah, the head looks more like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I agree with that. Arjun, what's up? How's it going, man? Happy Friday to you. Oh, Dunkle guy's saying his Amazon pre-order for Catwoman shipped today. That's good news. Hopefully mine will too. Man, actually now that I think about that, I've got the rest of those Batman this wave, and then Cygor and She Spawn and Soul Crusher from wave 2 of Spawn. And Reverse Flash keeps getting delayed. We'll see if anything happens there. I've been waiting. I pre-ordered that Warhammer figure. It's like the four-armed monster. I really want to play with that really bad. I'm a sucker for like a figure having four arms, being able to pose them. Yeah, Nick's saying he's a fan of masked heroes. When masked heroes are unmasked and holding the mask, which most figs came like that. Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, it'd be pretty great if this guy came with. I mean, obviously we know that's maybe asking for a lot from these guys, but it would be great. Sky Knight, you're gonna try the secondhand store near you. um, the one by me, it's a pretty good store, but when they have stuff new, like retail new, it's so marked up. It's so expensive. Like if this was in there right now, I bet it'd be $30, kind of. So I don't go there for new stuff. Black Mantle, what's up? Oh, nice shirt. Yeah, thanks, Casey Jones, baby. Yeah, D Sniper. I'm gonna skip most of Wave 2 as well. I don't need the unmasked ones for this for this wave for this movie. I mean, I might pick them up and play with them, and maybe see if anybody else wants them or something. Find them a new home. Because I'll pick stuff up and maybe take a loss. A few dollars of a loss. I want to price it to sell and get it out the door. I had my moment. Maybe I got to make a video of it. Okay. I don't want to take a $20 hit like every time for a figure. I'm not crazy about, but some of those I'll just resell them for a decent price. Not trying to scalp anybody. So we'll see. But I didn't do the unmasked Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, or Bloodsport, and probably won't do these. But I will get Penguin. I want to play with him. He's not, I don't think he's in here yet. Vaughton. I was talking to him. He was saying that Penguin would be a great Harvey Bullock, custom Harvey Bullock, which is, yeah, he was dead on about that. El Mata is asking, anyone else really not feeling these designs? You mean in regard to this, the movie wave? Because I tend to agree with you there. Not super feeling it. This guy actually looks really sharp in hand and feels really good. But that Catwoman, just that character design, her costume doesn't have any real like defining elements. It's just a cat suit. Like the most unique thing is the mask, which is pretty decent, but I mean, it just kind of feels like a generic Black Widow Marvel Legend with some texture on it, kind of. You know what I mean? Black Mantle says the Batman is good. The rest look like their moms made them. Yeah, it's kind of true. It just doesn't have it doesn't they don't have that oomph like that Penguin figure. Just I don't know. He looks doesn't sound like he looks bad. He just looks a little plain Jane. I just want him to have a little bit more, because the killer ones end up being the stuff like this where they really make all those details pop in kind of an exaggerated way. I mean, I'm not saying I want this to be like feel like a Saturday morning cartoon, right? But you could make these have a little bit more deech, you know, just just maybe like a little bit heavier hand in rendering some of the details, make them pop a little bit more. Black Mantle, you're saying you kind of want She Spawn to go on clearance quickly for the weapons. Yeah. The weapons are killer, but I want that She Spawn too. So I'll be using the extra weapons on other characters, but that She Spawn I'm going to get. I'm really looking forward to that. Of all the different pre-orders and stuff that I've got out that are through like April now at this point, She Spawn is one of the ones I'm most looking forward to. I'm gonna when I do the review, I'm gonna try to put her like on that bat cycle and stuff, and I want to really like see what all can be done with that figure. All the different weapons are out of sight. Dunkel guy is saying that Penguin, that Wave 2, Penguin, Unmasked Catwoman, and Unmasked Batman are up for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. I just never go with them for because if I can do it through Target or Amazon, they're not reliable, but shipping's free. And I mean, the biggest, I mean, those don't get canceled that often. Walmart gets canceled very often, and I don't do pre-orders with them anymore. But Amazon and Target, if you can pre-order a bunch and get free shipping, maybe they don't, maybe they're not as reliable. But a lot of times they still ship before Big Bad and Entertainment Earth and those other ones that you have to pay shipping for. El Mata's saying, honestly, I like the Penguin figure as a generic mobster, but to me, he's not Penguin. Yeah, I mean, it's a realistic movie, Penguin. I am a little more partial to something pretty extreme like a Tim Burton style, or even just this very, this Oswald. This guy's dusty. But I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see a movie with this penguin anytime soon. Not a live action one, at least. Leandro saying it's 2:30 a.m. where you're at. Hey, thanks for checking in here. Appreciate you reaching out and trying to watch for a little bit, even though you're tired. D Sniper, you're digging the design of Batman. Seeing it like this, I really appreciated it. I appreciate it now as much as I ever have. Just being able to get a good solid look at the whole thing in 3 dimensions. It's sharp. It looks pretty cool. And I appreciate that it's not like there's still some armor stuff, but he's not doesn't feel like he's like weighted down. I want him to be able to feel like he can be quick, in a moment's notice. Black Mantle, I don't have any news on Reverse Flash either. People speculating that I don't know that like it was on a boat that sunk or something and was like lost like forever kind of. I don't know. But that's pretty extreme speculation. But it's happened. It's happened in the but yeah, it's been my Amazon wasn't canceled, but it has been postponed multiple times. It's saying, I think right now it's saying like it's going to be here Tuesday, but it hasn't shipped. So, that's baloney. Whatever date they give you is pretty much baloney until it ships. Dunkel guy, it's taken some time for the movie designs to grow on you. Yeah, they don't dazzle me, but I was never dazzled by the Nolan designs either. And the Affleck gray and black look is good, but it also not quite my favorite thing in the world. I'm perfectly capable of enjoying a Batman movie, um, regardless of whether or not the designs are good. Because like I'm from the era where we had to like the new Batman had nipples on it, and you had to like it, you like it or not. This is your new Batman, so it was like, well, okay, that's Batman. Okie doke. Nihar, hello. Hey, appreciate you coming in here and saying what's up. Yeah, you're gonna have a good time playing with these. These are really, really fun. This bike is sharp. It's a little big. I think it's too big, but it's still. I mean, it's a great look. They made it a little too big just so that it would look a little extra cool. I'll give them a pass for that, for the scale not working perfectly. I just can't. You can't get them in that pose of like one leg over the seat and one just resting on the ground. It's way too tall to do. Way too tall. Like he would have to, the bike would have to be leaning over like that. It's nonsense. But hey, Vaughn, what's up? You don't like the new car. I like that car. It's not. I mean, I like the idea of a Batmobile that's a car. You know, just like I like the idea of a Batmobile that's a tank, and I like the idea of a Batmobile that's a whatever. I'll accept. I'll accept it. Oh, Black Mantle, you're getting store credit because you have two broken arms on your year two. That sucks. I had to do surgery on mine, and then I got a second one that does work now. So this one's kind of I have like a kind of a beater, that I can play with and kind of mess around with, and maybe one day this arm will pop back out because of the way I glued it. But hopefully you're able to get one because man, this is one my favorite thing this year so far. probably going to be a while before anything upsets it. At least on Multiverse. Maybe some of those new Spawn figures will be that she Spawn is what I'm really jazzed about. Yeah, if you saw that car in traffic, you wouldn't know it was a Batmobile. Well, I mean, sure, yes, that's true, but I mean, like we were saying, it's not a movie that has Clayface in it, so Ringmaster, you worried about okay, what do I have to catch up on? Oh yeah, Black Mantle was saying that new Penguin needs to come with a umbrella. Absolutely, that's so whack. Ringmaster, hey man, how's it going? Robert, hello. How are you guys? Mike T, are you saying Reverse Flash push back to March? Yeah, Nipple Batman was never my Batman either, even though you grew up in that time. No, mine it wasn't mine either. But I still had the Batman Forever, Batman and Robin toys, and they were awesome. And I that I think it was the Batman Forever Robin was one of my favorite Robins. Man, there's part of me that like if I was to go back and start like collecting toys that I had when I was a kid, I might favor that era, like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, like the toys, more than I would like even like that era, like the Kenner era toys, because they were really fun. They were stupid. They were a little '90s extreme, but Fonten's talking about his Goliath. He is about to open a store of his own, just a brick and mortar store where he just sells NECA Goliath. You just walk in and it's wall to wall Goliath, and that's what he's got. I'm just kidding around. Vonton's actually trying to help Black Mantle with the busted. He had last week he was in here. He was saying the hair on his NECA Goliath is was broken, like it's crumbling and pieces of it are like falling apart, like the paint. And Vonton's trying to hook him up because he has a shitload of extra Goliath because he's stockpiling Goliaths for the upcoming like uh, Mad Max Wasteland Toy War. They're going to be as good as gold in that bold new world. Iron Shell, hey, you just discovered the channel because you want to do Dio stuff. Did you? I just posted a video today about that city Dio that we did. Hey, welcome. I this channel is mostly like McFarlane Multiverse at the moment. I mean, for the foreseeable future. But I am wanting to, you know, branch out beyond just that. You know, have a little, a wider scope and cover some more stuff. So I'm hoping to show you more Dio stuff in the future, photos and videos and stuff using that city Dio and not and multiverse figures, legends, even different toy lines. Man, it just warms your heart. Vaughton's trying to hook people up here, trying to make sure people have a good experience with the NECA Goliath at all costs. Because it's a great, hey, and I understand it's a great figure. It's like this. This is a great figure, and a bunch of people are having really terrible issues with it, which is unfortunate because this thing's dynamite. This is just exactly my taste. And I say that as somebody that doesn't even like the fabric cases that much. That this thing is just a throwback in all the right ways, with all the new bells and whistles. Love it. Well, now Von's defending the nipple. You're a bat nipple apologist, is what's happening now. Yeah, but he's right here. He's saying that it was overblown outrage. Greek and Roman armor had nipples. Is more akin to that than a fetish thing. Call the guy a knight crusader. Yeah, yeah, it's a good point. It's a great point. No, they more. I mean, it's it's become a just sort of a secondhand. Um, Not secondhand is not the right word. Just sort of an offhand. The way jumping the shark has become a sort of shorthand is the word I'm looking for. You know, bat nipples. Whether or not you have actual issue with that design choice, they represent sort of this idea of maybe um, misguided delivery of some of the movies. And I'll say, frankly, I'll stand up all day long. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin both are incredibly watchable. Frankly, am more likely to watch either one of those than the Tim Burton ones. Probably because I've just seen the Burton ones so much more, and I've kind of worn them out a little bit more. Um, but the vibe is just fun. It's just bright colors and um, really dumb nonsense. I'm campy. It's fine. I like it. Oh God, can we block this person? I'm getting spam. That's a real honor. I'm getting spam in the chat for the first time. I feel like I've really arrived. I'm so far behind on your comments, guys. Sorry. And because I'm all over the place and talking about all kinds of stuff, I'm prompting you guys to talk about all kinds of different stuff too. So there's no like rhyme or reason, or or one topic of discussion going on. Iron Giant, hey, what's up? You got year twos and had to return both. Yeah, that's killer, man. I hate to see people experiencing that because man, this thing is I don't need to say it again. This thing's fantastic. D Sniper likes the Clooney Batmobile. Bold stance, but I'll accept it. Yeah, as long as it screams Batman. I agree. Yeah, Ribby saying it would be awesome to see live action Clayface or Man Bat. I just wish I'm not saying I don't like grim and gritty and realistic because I do, and I really like the Nolan movies and that. But I just want to see some Batman movies that Clayface, Man Bat, some little Killer Croc, some of the real sideshow freaks can be in. Okay, so what's going on? Trying to catch up. Oh, Ringmaster's got a great question. What are you guys doing about the lack of guns on the new figures? Because like you probably saw that I got some custom weapons from MRG Toys for my Suicide Squad figures. I just grabbed this earlier, my like caboodle of accessories that I have a bunch of just different accessories from a bunch of different lines over the years. Sometimes you can manage to find things that work with other figures because there's no shortage of gun hands in this line. So if you could just have the extra weapons lying around. Mario, you picked up the White Knight Joker. Great choice, dude. That thing is still. It's in my top 5. It might be a contender for number 1. My favorite multiverse figure today is White Knight Joker. Still, I wish we could get more White Knight figures. Oh, Ian, hey, how's it going? He's talking about Imagine a Death of Superman wave with the 4 Supermans and a Doomsday Build-A-Fig. It's Killer idea. That's a dynamite idea. That'd be amazing. With Steel, comic version of Steel. Mm. Ian Felipe is saying he thinks Kilmer's first suit in Batman Forever looks better than Keaton. I thought, yeah, I can't argue with that. It's a really good looking suit. Q Silver, how's it going? Thomas Brock, you have any ideas for a rooftop dio with a gargoyle on it? I was talking to this. I got a buddy of mine. I was talking about him as well in that City Dio video that I just posted today. Excuse me. His channel is galactic_geek. He's obsessed with that new Goliath as well, the NECA one, and he's gone back and he's picked up all of the original Goliath figure or gargoyles figures, at least the main five and Demona. Like he's got those. And we were talking about just like how cool it would be to take a like a Goodwill Castle, Fisher Price, Imagine Next, one of those ones that has, a little bit of detail that you could bring out if you did some paint on it. And then if you watch that City Dio video that I just posted today, I made these buildings out of cardboard. There's no shortage of cardboard. We all order from Amazon and shit. If you put that like Fisher Price castle on top of just a cardboard building like that, you would have kind of the gargoyles sort of thing. I I posted about it a long time. When I was a kid, I made a cardboard castle out of cardboard and like Quaker Oats, the tubes and stuff for my gargoyles. And I would put it on top of my Ghostbusters firehouse to be like in the show, where with the castle elevated on top of a skyscraper. Nihar, hey, you mentioned that I done customs in the past. Yeah, that City Dio video that I just posted today that I've been mentioning also features the big wave of customs that I did, which I have. I don't know if we need to do the. I don't know if I want to do a full tour, like walkthrough of all these customs right now because I just did it for that video I posted today. But this one's one of my favorites. Was this? It's a Joe Fixit body that we made some typewriter head for. It's for this comic book I'm working on called Drop Shadow, which is everything in the world of Drop Shadow is like design themed, graphic design, things like that. So typeface, a font is also called a typeface, and typeface sounds like Two-Face. It also sounds like a Dick Tracy kind of villain. So this is a little typewriter made out of clay and a zipper and a bobby pin. And there's blue sticky tack on here, but we baked it with a little notch in there. So now that when he goes on his head, he can turn his head, still have some movement in there. It's pretty fun. I mean, most of it is this great Legends Build-A-Fig body. This Joe Fixit is fun. The Legends, their Build-A-Figs, when they're really kind of give a shit about doing something cool, man, they really can come through with cool stuff. I know I'm hard on them, but they do cool stuff. Desaro, hey, good day. Happy Friday to you, buddy. Rayhan's asking if I'm planning to review the McFarlane Batman statue. I don't think I will. I just tend to not pick up the statues. I really thought about getting that commando spawn a while back. But even when it went on like sale price, it's still just I wasn't gonna get anything out of it. I just like to be able to play with them. I like to pick them up and fidget with them and mess with them. Q Silver saying, I think the Justice League Batman wasn't the best way to do Batman in a fantastic world, honestly. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. And my thing is like, I like I certainly love the version of Batman that is like, he's been doing it for however many years and he's had some failures and he's lost Jason Todd and he's got this darker history and he's in a darker kind of place. But I just didn't feel like it was the right thing to lead with in your new DC shared cinematic universe. Like, I just kind of, well, I want to see that movie where Jason Todd dies or whatever, that Button's got a great idea. He'd say, I'd love it if Todd did gold chase figures of the Justice League members so you could use them as Hall of Justice background statues. Yeah, that's a killer idea. Killer. You also, I mean, I don't know much about doing it. I know a lot of people are into the kind of thing where they do like like a digital casting basically of something and then size it up in 3D and like 3D print it. That could be another really killer way to do that. Because you could do them oversized too. You could do them big. It was is the my thinking in that. Dunkel guy, you're heading out. Hey, have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us for a while you could. Appreciate it. Manic Mike's talking about Storm collectibles. I don't have any. I don't have any Storm collectibles. I've got a buddy that's got some. I think they're the Mortal Kombat ones. I want to say they look pretty sharp. They're just expensive, you know. Yeah, Q Silver saying it too. Some of the higher end figures look great, but way too much money. Yeah, That's just kind of where I have arrived at. Like I've spent my time years in the past buying more high end stuff. Um, a lot of them I really liked, but it just became like, man, every single new guy is like $60 at least, usually $80 or more. And I would rather just kind of at this point get a bunch for the same price and kind of have some, and maybe not all of them are perfect or exactly what I want, but I can kind of just, this is this kind of moment I'm having right now, being bought into this Multiverse line. Haven't really gone all in on a toy line like since I was a kid, probably like since like Ninja Turtles. I've just trying to get damn near everything and checking them all out, and it's been fun. I'm actually I'm having a way better time than I was when I was getting $80 imports once every 2 months, or something like that. Uh, so whatever, I'm having fun. Can't fault me for that. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen that Terminator, but I saw what I see. Oh, I saw Halloween Kills Mike Myers, which I just literally hadn't seen this entire time. I don't think we got any around me that I saw. It looked pretty sharp. I kind of wanted it, but I gotta maintain some focus. You know what I mean? I can't just start buying into everything if I'm gonna keep going down this line. And like I said, I kind of just like the throwing a bunch of guys together, quickly and fairly cheap comparatively. Decepticeye 64. Hey, how's it going? Incognitives saying, I remember you complained about the Batman Who Laughs shoulders being too high. I don't remember complaining about it, but if I did, I believe you. Um, I know the only one I the first one I didn't review. I think I probably compared them in the review to the new one with wings, but I still like that. I like both of them. I like both those Batman Who Laughs. I don't have the winged up one up right now because I just kind of was. I'd been looking at them for long enough that I was ready to for something new. But when I put them away, I was like, oh, I felt really bad about it. Manic Mike's asking if I believe that Todd has surpassed Mattel's Multiverse. I might be the wrong guy to ask about that. I'll tell you, I didn't. I've owned not very many Mattel DC figures. They're some of them are really cool, but they weren't for the cost, and then just for sort of the character selection, they weren't like doing a lot for me personally. Um, and I came on really hard on the DC stuff just with this multiverse line because the in hand quality is so strong. I mean, Batman's a big draw for me, more than just DC, Justice League, Beyond. Like, if this line was just Batman, like I would still be completely on board, maybe even more so. So I'm maybe the wrong guy to ask about like big picture DC through the years, sort of bird's eye view stuff. But I guarantee there's a lot of people in this chat that have strong opinions about. Oh, Vaden is saying you're saying Halloween is one of your blind spots. I can't. Yeah, you can't tell the differences between Mike's. Well, yeah, that's kind of why I wanted that Kills one. I just don't have a good Mike Myers. Never have had one. Um, and that one is kind of he's got the hand that's messed up, and that's basically everything else. He's got the dirtied up mask, but he just is a cool looking Mike Myers. Incognitive, tell us what your solution is for the Batman Who Laughs shoulders and neck stuff. D Sniper saying McFarlane pioneered detailed action figures and has given us plenty of unique sculpts and versions we haven't seen in toys. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because see, the thing is, if you're asking me personally, I kind of like the death metal stuff and these wild, ridiculous like things that I hadn't seen a million different versions of are really what kind of got me pretty jazzed about like starting to buy more and more of these, which I eventually, obviously have been doing. Q Silver's asking how I store my figures. Generally, I'm using these to-go containers. They're kind of like Tupperware containers, and you can get them in bulk. Like on Amazon, you can buy a thing of like 50 of them for, I don't know, a decent price, $20 maybe. And then you can get a few guys in there. I was just saying earlier, I finally ordered a label maker, which I've needed for a long time. So once these have labels on the side, then they're stackable. It's maybe not perfect, but you can get guys in there. The reason I don't keep boxes, like the boxes that the figures come in, is they're mostly air. So when you're stacking them and trying to store them, it's mostly just empty space. Whereas these, I can cram them pretty tight without putting too much stress on the figures. It's somewhat delicate, but I mean that's the solution I've got, and it's not perfect. I'll tell you that, because in these things, where do you want to now that you stack all these? Where do you want to put them? Do you want to put them on a bookshelf? Do you want to put them in a cabinet? Do you want to put them in a like a filing cabinet? Is what I've got over here, and it's not big enough. Bond saying people forget Mattel Four Horsemen line started as pure Batman for 2 years, then expanded to only Batman and Superman. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we see the same stuff throughout, over and over again through the years, and then people act as if they can't believe they would push Batman so hard. How, you know, Batman is what sells of all of DC. Batman sells more than all of the rest of it combined. We know this. We know it. Like, we shouldn't act surprised about it. But I understand people wanting to get, the characters they want, the characters they care about, and have a connection to. Certainly understand that. Sometimes you just got to hang tight. Vaughn saying McFarlane and George Lucas are the most important people in toy history, IMO. Yeah, I actually completely agree with you. I don't know why I said actually as if it was a wild thing to say. It's a very reasonable thing, measured thing to say. I think it's actually true, especially now that I mean, Todd's had his up and downs, and he's had some weird eras and some things that didn't quite work. But now that these are coming out, and obviously you can tell that Legends are trying to keep up with this now with some of the aesthetic things that they've got going on here, speaks for itself. All these years later, after shaking things up in ways that we still feel today, way back when 30 years ago, and then now is still coming out and doing it to the biggest guy on the block, and making them step their game up. Yeah, Q Silver, you're saying you're getting to the point now where you should probably store some and display some. But you feel weird about that, like you should cull instead of store. It's a good it's a tough quandary. I'm in a similar spot now where I'm like, okay, I've got quite a lot of multiverse figures, and there are plenty of them that are just never going to eke out a spot on the main stage here, if you will. And I've got 2 of these IKEA cabinets, and that number is probably not going to get bigger for quite some time, if it ever does get bigger. I've got a finite amount of space. I want the space that I have to be aesthetically pleasing. I don't want it to just be overwhelming me and just being this problem that I have to kind of just like shove into a corner. Like I want to have a grown up sort of level of like containing my hobby, Dom Life, hey, how's it going, buddy? So yeah, I'm in that same boat, Q Silver, as far as like, should I cull some or should I just be content to rotate out? And it's the second, like shit. Finally got rid of all of the Snyder Cut wave. I sold them as a lot. I liked those figures just fine, but I just didn't need them. They were never gonna make their way here, and selling them as a lot I thought was, I just wanted a price to sell, get it out of here. I'll take a hit on some of them. They'll balance out a little bit, and of course as soon as I did that, this stupid thing came out. I got it like a week later, and I'm like, shit, I really wish I had that Affleck Batman to compare this thing to. So of course, as soon as I get rid of something, then I regret it. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is. Frankly, oftentimes this, in real life, in the real world, the solution ends up being a measured combination of different tactics, you know. So maybe sell some, maybe rotate some out, and then in a few months or however, when you open up that drawer and you're like, oh, I haven't seen this in like 6 months. Oh, I'm glad this is awesome. Give yourself maybe a little bit of both, some satisfaction from pruning the edges, and then some satisfaction from for giving yourself future self a little bit of like, hey, I got you covered, dude. Black Mantle saying McFarlane DC is all I ever or will ever collect. I like that. From a distance, they appear to be statues. Fully agree, man. Fully agree. These looks dynamite. From the when I'm walking by this room, and then I get closer to them and I can pick them up and they can do all this cool stuff. I've never seen anything quite like it for $20. Deflex one. I don't collect Storm collectibles. Yeah, Nihar saying I keep getting tempted with certain figures that don't fit in with what I have, and I'm afraid to go down that rabbit hole. Me too. It's just part of why I'm trying to like behave a little bit. Like I want that Goliath, I want that Vaneka Mike Myers, but let's be realistic. Can't get everything I want. I don't have the money or the space to get everything I want. Yeah, Hat Switch Studios. I can't believe someone with a DC license wants products that sell. Yeah. Yeah, and Subliminal saying, just look at the pegs. Batman is never there. It's true, man. I see it too, and I see other people like posting their photos all the time. I mean, certainly no shortage of peg warmers. Certainly, especially in different areas. Gold Wonder Woman was all over the place, but then some areas have a ton of drowned, and some areas have a ton of whatever. Oh, Dezaro's saying he's pleased with the completion of JL team with Martian Manhunter on his way, and yeah, and that Aquaman too is going to fit in really great with that Rebirth Flash. It's Rebirth Flash, right? I keep forgetting. Rebirth. The New 52 and the Rebirth things, I don't fully keep track of them in my brain. They're not always they're just generally not the ones that kind of rev my engine, so to speak. Like I just, obviously I like the death metal and the weird, crazy stuff more than just the classic Rebirth New 52. Oh, Manic Mike saying, how sick would it be to see a Batman versus Spawn 2-pack? That'd be so tight, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see that. Bon's saying he thinks Lobo broke the gates for B-tier characters. He's one of the highest selling figures of the line, is still unavailable for general purchase. Yeah, it's not surprising the Zod wave came on his heels. That's a good point. That Lobo has been, yeah. And guess what? Hey, people talked shit about it when they first saw it. Talk shit about the head sculpt, and now where are we? Nihar, you got to go. Hey, thanks for hanging out, my friend. Appreciate you. Yeah, looking forward to hanging out in the future. Yeah, get in touch, bud. D Sniper is saying the Swamp Thing is so good. I would be open to getting the artist proof. He'd be really fun to paint. He would be fun to paint. They did a pretty good job on the regular one, but you could go way harder on the paint and really make something pretty incredible. But I don't. Yeah, the artist proofs. I don't hunt them down. I just don't need them. Every once in a while, I find one, and I'm like, nah. Or actually, well, actually, what's more, I haven't seen any artist proofs other than some more hammer. And what I did find way back was a few gold label bronze ones, or platinum edition. I mean, so I have a couple. They're in boxes. Just whatever. I don't know if they're worth anything. They're kind of not worth that much to me personally. They're just, they seem kind of rare. There weren't enough figures to buy at the time, so I picked them. I grabbed them. Double Trouble is saying figures are going up in price across the board, and they will go up again. I'd hold on to your stuff for the next 2 years and then sell. That's a good point. Because you don't have to look too far as far as like Legends or even Mattel stuff. But just from a few years back, that is now $38 plus shipping. For like not even great figures. Sometimes. So if you have the space and it's not like killing you, your pocketbook, maybe hold on to them for a little bit, and then maybe if you down the road, if you still feel like you're good with getting rid of them, you can make a little bit of extra coin. Dom Life saying he was gonna skip the Goliath, but someone gave it to him for Christmas, and now he's gonna get bronze. Yeah, that I bet that. Hey, Tanko, how's it going? Yeah, Scott Knight saying my collection is slowly. Scott Knight is saying that his collection is slowly getting very character specific because of space. I'm getting there too. It'll be probably where like I'll keep probably buying most of the figures of most of the waves that come out, just to at least review and kind of see, feel them and play with them for a little bit. But then I won't keep them. You know, it's just. I mean, even though I have this nice kind of tidy space economic solution for storing this stuff, these things start adding up pretty quick. There's 3 guys in there. You could get 4 figures maybe in one. These start stacking up, y'all. Oh, Q Silver's talking about loose joints. We covered this last week, and somebody suggested Kiki fix loose joints on Amazon. It's like $10, or just like floor polish. And they're saying this, if you just put it in here and kind of move it around, it just kind of gums it up a little bit. So you just like put floor polish in there wherever it's loose, keep it kind of working until it gets kind of gummied up, because you don't want it to seal. You want it to just build up a layer of stickiness. Arjun found Lobo in his local Target. I've never seen a Lobo in a while. Tonyville, hey, what's up? You're my top 10 figures I wanted to make. I don't know about top 10. I'd really love Watchmen. I would really love Sandman. I would really love the Rogues Gallery. I would really love several different versions of the complete Rogues Gallery. Some classics, some more modern ones. I don't have. I mean, my wish list is probably not that exciting. Justice League Dark. Most of those characters are good. I'd really love actually a Sean Murphy Hellblazer, Constantine. Oh yeah, I saw some rumors about some leaks. I mean, a lot of the leaks just end up being true, so it's really, I don't know. I want to say I'm a little skeptical just because I don't know if I've seen that information come through like the reliable channels that I normally get like trustworthy information from, but the leaks they tend to often come true. So hopefully they are. Hopefully we are getting Constantine, and some of those other ones sound pretty cool too. Vaughton's saying he thinks Todd's going to make a massive doomsday eventually. I hope so. I hope so. It'll be badass. Yeah. I need heck. I mean, there's several different doomsdays. You know what I mean? There's the one in the fully in the green before he busts out of the green um, suit. You know, I like that look too. I think that's an interesting look. And then halfway torn off, and then full blown. I'll take three different doomsdays. Tanko saying they need to get more shelves for the room. Yep, I hear you. I hear you on that. Desaro, I am going to review Reverse Flash whenever he arrives. He says next week on Amazon, but he hasn't shipped yet. So I'll believe it when I see it, as far as when it's going to arrive. And I am getting tank code. I'm getting the Rebirth Batman. To review, I probably won't keep that just because it's really not my flavor of Batman design. But I'm excited about that Crime Syndicate wave. I'm really excited about the Starro more than anything. Oh, Dom Life found Lobo at Walmart and Superboy Prime and Clown Joker. That's awesome that they helped you out. I've actually Walmart they're never stocked, but man, sometimes when the stuff is showing up as like it's in the store and you go find somebody and they'll help you out. Like I've had it happen. Hell, one of the very first, one of the very first reviews I did on this channel was the Todd designed Batman, and it was because somebody like I saw it was on the app. It said they had it in stock, and I was like, "Is this can it help me?" You know, and they did. Scott Knight really wants Punchline. That's their number one. Arjun saying Nightfall Azrael Jean Paul version. Yeah, yeah. Von saying Starro is going to be one that people who jump on the line a few years from now are going to pay out the nose for. I think that's very true. I mean, what was it? Tell me that Starro that's like $300 now. Which line was that from? Some because sometimes I confuse the older, different like Mattel lines and stuff. Oh, D Sniper's saying they look for a designer edition Poison Ivy Crime Alley 3-pack killer idea. Batman, Hellboy, Starman, DC Dark Horse wave would be cool. Hell yeah, it would. That'd be out of sight. Robs, hey, I'm glad to see you in here. I was looking for your Instagram, man, because you were talking about it last time we were live, and I couldn't find it. But Robs is asking if I were to pick a top 5 or so of purely fun factor multiverse figures, um, what would those be? And he's mentioning because I talk about the White Knight Joker for that fun factor thing, and um, frankly, all the White Knight figures had it. Let me grab this one. Like they still haven't to this day done anything nearly as hard as this. The flags on this Azrael that are like maybe it's not like articulation, but the fun this is a fun factor thing for me because you put them in different ways and these just add so much presence. Some other fun factor ones. Let me think. Usually the Build-A-Figs kind of have a little bit more of that, like King Shark, and part of that comes from them just being oversized, extra large. So just playing around with a figure like that big just adds to the fun factor. You know, Devastator is up there, and Bizarro Superman is still way up there as far as just being really fun to play with. I don't know. I'd have to think more about that. That might be a good fun ranking video to do in the future, though, Robs. I like that idea. CJ, yo, I didn't get the Batman Who Laughs and Robin's 4-pack. I had it pre-ordered and it canceled. So if I see it in store, I'll probably pick it up. But I'm not gonna chase after that. They canceled my pre-order. If I see it, I'll grab it. But if not, I'm not gonna put up a big fight for it. Tanko's won the Legion of Superheroes. Yeah. I'm saying Starro and Giganta are around 300 too from the Mattel lines. Q Silver, I've been trying to go live like once a week, but it has not been. I'll tell you, it's not been with any particular regularity or certain time. It's usually around this time of the day, but it's not always this day of the week. Usually, I'm aiming for like Wednesday or Thursday, and then it ended up being today, and I kind of wanted to. I didn't want let the whole week go by without saying what's up, trying to hang out with you guys for a little bit. So it ended up being Friday. But right now, once a week is generally what I'm trying to aim for. Oh yeah, Votten Shriek is a nice, solid, fun figure to mess around with. The whole Batman Beyond wave actually ended up being really fun to mess around with. Actually, one of the most fun figures to play with is Ezra Miller Flash, which I no longer have. But that thing was a real joy to just move around, and if you just felt like every way you put him, he just looked like he was meant to be that way. And I really do not care for that Flash design at all. But the figure was dynamite. Oh yeah, D Sniper is talking about that Mirrorverse Buzz Lightyear. It is really fun. I kind of am rooting for them to make more of those like 7-inch scale Mirrorverse figures. I mean, at least ones that are a little bit closer. That Buzz, they did their own thing, but they didn't totally break the character design. Like I was disappointed to see that Baloo the bear, that tailspin kind of inspired Baloo was only going to be a 5-inch because that guy would have been really fun in 7-inch. That Baloo where he's like holding his weapon is a big like plane propeller that he's just like it could use as a double-sided blade. Dom Life, now you're thinking about getting that crime wave. If I ever do any like pruning to my collection, none of the Build-A-Figs are going to go anywhere. I can tell you that. Like Batman Beyond, for example, has been a good contender for one that I would maybe part with because I don't have a huge attachment to it. It's not going to take many more waves for Batman Beyond to no longer be a real contender for like shelf space. So, and yet I have a hard time parting with him, especially that Joker bot, because that Joker bot people are gonna be hunted down. We all know the Build-A-Figs command higher prices. and don't depreciate too much, you know, in time. They just continue to be more expensive. Dom Life, I almost got those Dune movie figures multiple times, and I really had a hard time saying no when their online store had this deal that was like, I can't remember the deal, but if it was like, if you spend more than $50 on the Dune figs or something, you would get like 50% off. So you could have gotten 5 figures for like, and they were on sale price anyway, so you could have, I think, gotten all 5 of the 4 Dune figures in the Build a Fig for not much, like $40. I should have done it. But it was just because those two, like, they only really had 2 different bodies, you know, and they put different heads on the same bodies a couple times, and it was like, eh. What McFarlane Toys figures did I hate the most? I don't know. I hate to talk about stuff that I hate, but I really, really did not care for King Shazam. I wanted to, and the Body Buck was actually really fun. And I mean, the feather thing, the reuse of the feather thing from Robin King was actually really fun too. But for some reason, that thing just left a bad taste in my mouth. Oh yeah, that Tanko. There probably will be a 5 pack of that features in Build a Fig Wave, and those things look killer. Bones has got 2 of them now, and they look cool as hell. But again, yeah, and he said that, and when he was, you know, doing his videos about him, like he wasn't going to take them out of there; they were just for display and stuff. And he already had those figures; he already has them twice over, you know. And so it's like I can't spend $125 on the same figures again, just for a display thing. I can't even get them out and play with them. Oh, Q Silver is the Batman Beyond Wave. Is that line expensive now, or the Wave? I mean, sorry. The other thing is, we've seen leaks that say that the Batman Beyond Batmobile is coming down the line. Yet another reason to hang on to them. Oh, Vaughn, you have the Dune figures? Yeah, I want to see that build a Bautista. Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, that part 2 is not going to come out for a couple years, so I'm curious if there will be more figures when that does come out. And maybe, you know what I mean, maybe the time might end up being a perfect sort of story there, where like, yes, it got delayed, and the figures ended up being peg warmers, kind of, because the movie got delayed. But then if people kind of pick them up in between now and the next movie, and they're like, oh shit, these were awesome, and then maybe they start going for, I don't know, people scoop them up on eBay, then maybe they come in hot and heavy with another wave when the second movie comes out, you know. Yeah, Vaughn, it is. It's Bloodsport, dude. It's the worst. It's the Bloodsport is the worst McFarlane figure because, not because it's the worst toy ever made, but because the the gap between the potential quality that it could have been and the cool factor of the character, and then the what was delivered, the gap was so wide that it might as well not even be the same character from that movie. The gold Wonder Woman looks good at least. The first, yeah, the gal Wonder Woman. No, no, no. Desaro customize your King Shazam. Good idea. Yeah, because it needed some love. That thing turned out. Yeah, it just didn't have enough love. Didn't quite get there. OD sniper, you're not getting that. You're probably fine passing on that dark side if you've got one that goes well enough. Honestly, he's pretty fun and all. And weirdly, I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo. I much preferred the shirtless one, and everyone else was like, "This was like we hate this piece of shit," and they much prefer the armored one. But the fully armored one just kind of didn't break up that. It just ended up being too big of a wall of that same blue sort of armor plates. It just kind of it didn't dazzle me. Whereas the shirtless one kind of just felt like it was a little bit more interesting, just from a design kind of standpoint. Yeah, Q Silver. I mean, yeah, that you're talking about that Batman Beyond wave. Maybe that is one of the things of drawing those build a fig waves out over the course of a year that fewer people end up putting them all completely together, and then therefore they become more expensive than a regular build a fig. That somebody could go out and just theoretically strike gold and put them all together in one go. Yeah, Botton saying King Shazam is a great figure and concept, destroyed by QC at every level from plastic quality to paint. It's true. I can't wait to play with that Black Adam though, because it's the same body buck as that King Shazam, and it's a good body. It's just that King Shazam, man, it was a turd. Yeah, Dom Life. I didn't get the unmasked Suicide Squad figures either one. Oh yeah, Vaughn, you had just said that same thing. Same thing I said. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Uh, D Sniper's just sharing the love for Dave Bautista, and I think it's well deserved, man. That guy's he's got the goods. Because Drax is dynamite, but man, um, Drax is really funny and all, but in Blade Runner, he's only in the scene that movie for a few minutes, but he's got this presence. Oh, and in Spectre, he was one of the henchmen. He had those things. He poked people's eyes out with his thumbs. Uh, Great, just great presence, man. That guy's a great actor. Yeah, Dom Life. It does. You're saying they need to step up the face scans or something. It does seem like they're trying to do. They're trying to print on. I think the face paint apps, which um, I think is going to pay off for them because I think what happens is when they print on the faces paint apps, the paint doesn't build up too heavy over the sculpt and all the details fall out. So hopefully there'll be continued improvement in that. Yeah, Desaro Dark Side 260 for shirt edition. Yeah, that's the one I like. Oh, well, guys, I've been in here about an hour and a half. Probably start winding down. I think everyone's getting anxious for the weekend to start. Anybody else have any burning questions? Sometimes I come into these lives and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this little DIY project or something. I kind of just jumped on here. Wasn't sure if anybody was going to be hanging out on a Friday afternoon, but we've been having a good time, been having a lively time. Tank coat, you're still trying to put together the Three Jokers wave. Dom Life, hey man, I appreciate you coming and hanging out in here. Always good to have company. Almata, yeah. Next week I'll do a when I do a live stream. I'll come in with some maybe some just well I mean like last time I just chopped the little pieces off of the grapnel gun of that three jokers. You know, a little fun little something to do while we're all chilling in here. Bonton says it's just good to hang out with like-minded freaks. No projects necessary. Appreciate that. Hey, yeah. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself to have anything be a certain way. It's fun to just hang and chat. Half the time we don't even, because like my channel is mostly DC Multiverse. Half the time we're not even talking about those toys. You know what I mean? Q Silver is asking if I collect anything else non-figures. You know, I've got like I wouldn't call it collections, but I got a shit ton of movies and I got a shit ton of books. Um, and I prefer physical media to digital media, and yet I find myself just kind of wanting to prune those down too. Not it just becomes about the space, you know what I mean? And it becomes about like, is the thing that I'm collecting actually am I getting anything out of it? I put it on a shelf. Is this shelf really doing anything? Is it bringing me joy? That kind of an analysis of what exactly I'm doing. But I mean, as far as collecting the way you would consider real collector kind of behavior, it's mostly just been toys for me from just since I was a kid, really. D D Sniper, hey, thanks for hanging out, man. Always love having you in here. K20, hey, what's up, buddy? El Mata, appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to have a chill time, not you know try to make a bunch of noise and pump a bunch of fake hype and stuff. Just trying to be chill and hang out. Yeah, Q Silver, you're gonna go buy more figures. Yeah, dude. I mean, you don't have to talk to Botan very long, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I gotta go spend like $400 on figures now. He has that effect. I mean, I guess I do too. I don't. I don't. I mean, I'm buying them. I guess I am. I guess I am influencing myself. Otto man, hey, always appreciate you hanging out, buddy. Yeah, yeah. I need to go. I need to go sweep my front walk up. It's got some snow on it too. All right, guys. Yeah, great time hanging out as always. Start winding down, saying adios. Appreciate you all. If anyone has any one final super urgent thing, I'll just leave a little bit of room for someone to get final remarks in. All right, guys, we're gonna shut it down. Thank you all sincerely. Great time as always. I will talk to you all very soon. Oh, and if you haven't already, please watch that video I posted today, which was the city dio that I've been working on, and a lot of you have been seeing photos and stuff of. Check that out if you haven't already, because it's pretty rad, and I had a really good time like putting it together. The dio and the video showing it to you guys. So, Manic Mike, hey, have a great weekend, buddy. Zaro, appreciate you, bud. El Mata, Q Silver, Botan, Scott Knight, everyone. Have a great weekend, folks. I will talk to you all very soon.